Southampton Administrators Association pursuant to Article 14 of the Civil Service Law, and matters made confidential by federal and state laws were discussed. Can we all please rise for the pledge of allegiance? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. We remain standing for public silence. Thank you. Will the clerk please call, may I have your attention for a brief announcement? Sir? Upon fire alarm activation, immediate evacuation to the closest emergency exit is required. The emergency exits are located right there. Please exit away from the building as not to interfere with the fire department and proceed to the evacuation areas. Please follow the school officials' directions. Once assembled outside the building, everyone must wait until the school official gives an all clear before re-entering the building. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Robert Zachary Epley.
Here.
Ronnie C. Pearson.
Here.
Monique Proctor. Here. Suhi Sherwood Dudley.
Here.
Jermaine L. Smith.
Here.
Laura White. Here. Ruth P. White Dunn.
Here.
Noah Kent.
Here.
And Matea Selena.
Does the clerk have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Actually, yes, an updated presentation for the work-based learning program has been added this evening.
Okay. 6:02. And Dr. Morales, superintendent, program presentation. I guess so. 6.0. All right. Cool. So we're going to president comments and district announcements here. The Board of Education will hold a regular meeting on Tuesday, November 4th at 6:30 in the Intermediate School Music Room. The high school will host an ELL parent orientation tomorrow, October 22nd at 6 p.m. The Intermediate School will host a multicultural night on Thursday, October 23rd at 6 p.m. And Red Ribbon Week is October 27th through October 31st. The Ignite Student Leadership Conference will be held on Monday, October 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the high school. The Audit and Finance Committee will meet on Tuesday, October 28th at 3:30 p.m. in the district office. The Personnel Committee will meet Tuesday, October 28th at 4:30 in the district office. The district will host a parent university on Tuesday, October 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the SIS library to present Commissioner's Regulations Part 154-2, Parents' Right under CR Part 154, Dual Language and Literacy. The Mariners Patriot Club will hold their annual Veterans Appreciation Dinner at 4:30 on Wednesday, October 29th at 4:30 in the high school cafeteria. The Intermediate School will host a Parent Coffee Club on Thursday, October 30th from 6 to 7 p.m. in the SIS library. The Elementary School will hold its Halloween parade on Friday, October 31st. The class of 2026 will be traveling to Rocking Horse Ranch in Highland, New York, November 2nd through 4th for their senior class trip. And there will be no school for students on Tuesday, November 4th for Superintendent's Conference Day. A lot of announcements. We also have trunk or treat this weekend on Saturday at the school. And I just want to say we had a wonderful homecoming week. You guys did great. High school was all awesome. You guys got to be tired, but it was good turnout from everybody, good events, and I think it went well. So it's great.
Mr. President, excuse me, I think the information on the Rocking Horse Ranch is not happening.
Oh, Rocking Horse is no longer
Yeah,
happening.
that's been canceled.
Okay, all right.
The senior class trip. They're, I think they're going to Great Adventure instead.
Okay, all right, cool. Good places. All right, so we got some program presentations. We got a facilities update. Dr. Marley, you want to
Yes.
introduce Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus Silva does such an amazing job with our facilities, and thank you.
Mr. Silva does such an amazing job with our facilities. So proud of his work, and we're just ready to see an update at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Board of Education members, Dr. Morrell, Mr. Domingo, Dr. Zahn, community members, and colleagues. I'm happy to be here tonight to provide a brief snapshot of the work that we've been doing in the facilities department. While I won't be able to touch on everything, our plate is quite full, I'll highlight some of the key projects and updates from across the district. Let's rewind to May 21st, 2025. On that date, the community voted on several propositions. One key item was the installation of air conditioning in the first 4 classrooms at the high school. This project, once complete, will mark the near completion of the district-wide AC coverage, a process we've been working on for the past 5 years. It would have been completed a year sooner, but COVID delayed our timeline. This AC project, along with the replacement of the current worn-out softball protection netting system, which protects both nearby homes and Leland Lane, is scheduled to be submitted to the New York State Department of Facilities Planning in early November. Submitting to the state allows us to qualify for state aid on these projects. The RTU replacement 1, 2, and 3 at the high school, we're targeting to install over the December break, pending delivery from the manufacturer. RTU 1 serves the east side of the cafeteria, RTU 2 does the west side of the cafeteria, and RTU 3 does the banquet course rooms. These units are nearly 30 years old because of our proximity to the ocean has deteriorated over the past 30 years. If there's any delay in shipment, I'll absolutely let Dr. Morrell know so we can notify the board, but we're very hopeful that these units will show up on time so we can complete this project. The shop dust collector. The dust collector in the high school shop classroom has been installed, passed its soft startup, and is functioning as designed. In order to fully utilize this unit, the fire marshal must witness the fire suppression system in action. That inspection is scheduled for Wednesday, November 23rd, during the Thanksgiving break, when students and most staff are off. The second floor AC project was installed over the summer. It linked into the start of the school year. It's now substantially complete. We've conducted the punch list and are working through a few finishing items, graphics for our BMS system, as well as control adjustments. We've also resolved a long-standing drainage issue at the north entrance of the high school. Concrete settling over the years have led to water pooling by the doors during heavy rains. That pitch has been corrected and the drain lines have been cleared. The new video scoreboard for the high school main gym is on order. We're aiming for a March delivery, but that is still tentative. The manufacturer will keep up that information. Intermediate school updates. The Southampton Intermediate School, several projects have been made strong progress. The gym floor refurbishment is complete, and we're very pleased with the results. We plan to budget for the high school main gym this coming budget season. The new wall padding in the cafetorium is nearly ready. We're just waiting for final approval on the artwork, and then we can submit the order. The sensory room is nearing completion, pending delivery of the padded flooring. The elementary school kitchen and bathrooms. The proposition to renovate the Southampton Elementary School kitchen and multi-stall student bathroom outside the cafeteria is also on track. We plan to submit that design to New York State Facility Planning by the end of November, pending the final design and the Health Department code review. District office. A few key updates at the district office. RTU replacements. If you don't know what RTU is, that's rooftop unit. It's a giant air conditioning units on the roof. So the RTU replacements are currently out to bid. with the bid opening scheduled for Friday, the 24th. If lead times work in our favor, we aim to perform this work during the February break. I'll update the superintendent, of course, if there are any delays. Building management controls will be installed in tandem with the RTUs. The elevator overhaul is still in design, likely scheduled for summer of 2026, unless we're able to accelerate. The fitness center renovation, one of our in-house projects, is under construction and on track for mid-December and completion. The retaining wall and drainage work around the admin building is still in design. We plan to go out to bid around the start of the new year and hope to break ground this spring. The completed district-wide projects. All parking lots have been repaired, seal-coated, and restriped. All catch basins have been cleared of years worth of debris, and structurally compromised ones have been repaired. All septic tanks district-wide have been pumped and treated. Just to go to a couple of photos, you can see the crane in the front bus circle at the high school, lifting one of the small units to the roof. That's the unit set on the curb. That's our new dust collector. Exciting. We'll get that going. Ben, we're looking forward to it. This is the gym floor. The logo came out great. The gym floor is lighter. We did multiple stains on this floor. I don't know if you can see by the picture, but the key is light. The outside is darker. This is something that we're looking to do also at the gym floor at the main gym at the high school. This is the drainage area by the north entrance that was pulling water by the doors. That has been corrected. Those are the 3 RTUs that we're replacing in December, 1, 2, and 3, the east-west cafeteria, as well as the course and band room. This was done under the repair reserve. Anybody have any questions?
Anybody have any questions? I have a question.
Yes.
What's going on with the sensory room in the high school?
The common room, right? Is that what we're calling it?
Yes.
Yeah. I would have to refer to, I'm not sure, I think the furniture is on order for that project. There was no construction in that, it was mostly furniture and furnishings of that space.
I guess if I could just jump
Yes,
in.
please.
So it's going to be called the Wellness Center, and right now we're working with the staff. Obviously, we had some furniture in mind, and we're actually going to look and kind of adjust the furniture that they're looking to purchase. So that's the support staff that is looking at it right now.
Well, Marcus, I want to thank you. I mean, you and your staff do a wonderful job. You gave us that tour a few weeks ago, so it's really cool to see all the buildings and the upkeep. And, we have an elementary school that's almost 100 years old and an intermediate school that was built in the 50s and the constant upkeep. And I think when you go to our buildings compared to other districts, we're very blessed for what we have and how it looks. So thank you. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and I love the new floors and the gyms, and I can't wait to see the next year what's happening. So thank you for coming up and doing this.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'd like to echo the president's words. Marcus, you're just a consummate professional, and these buildings look amazing, and you're on track with all the work. And I just love how all the projects come to fruition. And our kids are just so lucky to have a leader like you that leads at the helm and give them the right, the appropriate spaces. And they're always clean. Everything is always well done. And I tip my hat to you and of course to Chief. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moreno. A lot of thanks to my team who that's where the rubber meets the road, and those are the guys in the trenches making it happen. I'm working with them, and I have a good team on my side, so thank you all.
Yeah, so,
Introduce just a little and
yeah, at this time,
Thank you. Mr. President, at this time, we have Mr. Little and Dr. Tuttle for the work-based presentation and all the opportunities that are being offered to our students right along in alignment with the Portrait of a Graduate and our CTE initiatives with our Set Cell Soar strategic plan. So we're very proud of the work they do. Dr. Tuttle?
Okay, yes, so we're gonna introduce Mr. Little, who's been working with a lot of students. You're gonna hear about that. And we have Sarah Barros here. And I think Noah Kent is gonna come up and talk a little bit about what he does too. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Little, and I'm just gonna jump in at the end with the last minute slide.
Thanks, Dr. Tuttle. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for inviting me out tonight. It's a pleasure to be here. Like Dr. Tuttle was saying, we're going to talk about some work-based learning tonight. This is my third year as a work-based learning coordinator, and I'm happy to be in this position. Very grateful for the opportunity. All right, so I got a quick here. Let's see if I can read this. Our NICED Registered General Education Work Experience, or GWEP program, allows students to earn high school elective credit for paid employment or volunteer positions with local businesses and organizations. All students qualify. You can earn half credit for 150 hours or 1 credit for 300 hours. The program can help mainstream students substitute one Regents exam for a work-based learning experience through the CDOS Career Development and Occupational Studies 4+1 option to earn either a local or Regents diploma. It can also help qualified students complete high school with the CDOS credential, students with ISBs only. And you'll see some photos as we go along, students on a construction career field trip that we went on last year, and then you see some other students at various placements where they either work or volunteer. Regents exams, back to pre-COVID requirements. New York State no longer offers COVID-era Regents exam grade exemptions or special appeals for qualified students. As a result, mainstream students must pass all 5 Regents exams: math, science, English, 2 social studies, with a grade of 65 for mainstream students or 55 for qualified students with disabilities. All of our students are now held to traditional testing standards, including our students most at risk of failure. The CDOS 4+1 option and the CDOS credential is one way to offer a layer of protection for our students while developing career training and support for our business community. Actually, I'm going to go back. Does everybody recognize that kid in the bottom right corner there? That was Noah last year in the garden. Employment needs of our community. Local business owners are having trouble keeping pace with staffing positions, especially towards the summer season. Our students play a crucial role in filling entry-level and seasonal positions for local businesses. As a work-based learning coordinator, I showcase these opportunities to our students through monthly curated local job and volunteer opportunities posted in our SHS hallway and via our Jobs and Volunteer Opportunities webpage. If you click that link online, you should be able to see the webpage that I update every month. Usually we go for something like 30 jobs in a 10-mile radius of Southampton. Kids can scan a QR code and then also put those jobs on a full job board outside the guidance department. So there's always opportunities for our students to find jobs, and I can help them with that. The seasonal job fair, which you may have seen in the past, there's a picture of an upcoming slide here. Instruction through regular individual meetings. Noah and I meet regularly to go over the curriculum for work-based learning, which we do together. And through site visits and advocacy on behalf of our students to local businesses. Past accomplishments. We hosted a luncheon with 3 local architects from AIA Peconic and several SHS students interested in architectural careers. That was last year. We had the Lunch for the Pro series, and we had various professionals come out and meet with our kids. And interestingly, that turned into an internship for one of our secretary's daughters when she graduated from college. And so now she's actually in Germany doing that, which is interesting. So you never know where this can take you. We twice landed an HH-60 Payhawk military helicopter, thanks to Sergeant G of the National Guard, the Air National Guard at Capresi, and the safety fair in conjunction with the Air Guard to showcase military careers. We hosted Andrea Anthony, owner-operator of the Lobster Roll, as a guest speaker in our culinary and baking classes, and as a guest in our school cafeteria. She made a special menu that day. Special thanks to Martha Tuthill and Ray Ingram for developing a strong relationship with Stony Brook Southampton Hospital. We've had students earn work-based learning credit through hands-on experience at Stony Brook Southampton's Parkinson Center and Southampton Village Ambulance. Last year, we had Bella Bichetti over there at the Parkinson Center, and she was able to transfer that into her college experience. A year in review. We held another job fair in April 2025 with all students grades 9 through 12 attending. We hosted approximately 70 local businesses. In the past year, we hosted 2 construction career job site visits with Construction Charitable Fund. Several of our Southampton students, both day school and alternative school, have won Construction Charitable Fund scholarships. Several past students have won up to $10,000 each, and each have become employed in their construction careers of choice. And we've seen some great opportunities come to our students through that. And so thank you to Ed Bolton and Anastasia Davalos of that Construction Career Charitable Fund. Recent placements. So since I was here last year, we have 4 students in work-based learning. I currently have 12 work-based learning students. They're currently employed or volunteering at Southampton Attorney's Office. We had one young man, you can see him in the white shirt there, he did an internship this summer with Southampton Village Attorney. Milk Cow Farm, Southport Asphalt, Hampton Coffee Company, Southampton Ocean Lifeguard Team, Southampton High School Security Team, MT Lavinio Excavating and Drainage, Southampton High School Gardens, and again, that we know of. Something really special and unique and interesting is something that Sarah did this past summer. So we have Sarah Barros. Sarah's a highly accomplished young lady. You might remember her from last year where she, if you can see in the top right corner there, she made an artificial leg, an artificial limb for Tryla, who's a pound puppy, and she was able to gain some notoriety for that nationally. I think she was on Fox News, and she was also on New York Post. From there, Sarah was able to springboard that into a Brookhaven National Labs research facility. There's only a very select few students in the entire country that are able to get an internship over the summer. And so this summer, Sarah Barros is one of only a few students in the nation who was selected to complete an internship at the prestigious Brookhaven National Lab facility, working on their particle accelerator. Sarah's experience with our robotics team also gave her the applied knowledge to design a prosthetic leg, which I mentioned before, for local shelter dog. Sarah's applied knowledge and hands-on experience will be showcased on her resume while applying to some of the most selective colleges in the country this fall. So Sarah, would you like to tell us a little bit about your experience this summer at PNL? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah. It's such a pleasure to be here tonight. I love talking about the work I do. So just to touch on the points that Mr. Little made, what I did over the summer was I was an intern for a research program specifically for high school students for the Department of Energy at the Brookhaven National Laboratory Particle Accelerator we have here on Long Island, just a little bit off island. It was an incredibly impactful opportunity. I submitted my application for many fields of science, and I got in and I worked with the mechanical engineer, chief of engineering for Brookhaven National Lab, whose name was George Maller. He was incredibly nice. He wrote me a fantastic recommendation letter. And I just want to say that working with hands-on materials like this, working with science laboratories and professional scientists, is worlds away from sitting in a science classroom and learning physics, although as cool as that may be. This is a very valuable experience to add to my resume, and I think many other students would say the same when they do hands-on work. I'm also incredibly grateful that this district has given our opportunity to have a robotics team, because I don't think I would have had the technical skills to be able to do my own research. In summer, a student there can set out doing their independent research. So what I did was modernize and antiquated technology used to cool down the magnets of particle accelerators, to not get too technical about it. And I just want to say, there's a big range in work-based opportunity, whether it be in science or in construction, and there's a lot of value in it. And there's a longevity to each of them. For the Department of Energy specifically, there's an 8-year program all the way up to your PhD after you start the high school research program that welcomes you back each year of high school to work in different sections of the Department of Energy. Not only at this laboratory, but in Fermi in Ohio, as well as Berkeley, California, and many other laboratories throughout the country that also offer these programs. It's very selective. I only work with 2 others in my department. So it was very hands-on and working with professionals was incredible. So if there's any questions, please.
Sarah.
You didn't tell us that. Any questions?
So it's amazing to do that work and, you know, the things you've done and, you know, comments to you guys too on all this, so, that's a really cool experience, so. Yeah, of course.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for presenting tonight. What year are you at the high school?
I'm a senior.
So what are your plans for next year?
Hopefully going to a big school that has a lot of research funding. I mean, that's what I love about science, is to do independent research and actually do something. And I want to work in the public sector, so working for the Department of Energy was a big step for me.
Once you figure that out, come back to us and let us know where you're going to be in September. Keep us updated.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I just want to say,
Did you have some, just a quick
Do you think you're gonna take advantage of working at Brookhaven in the summers, like you said, you can kind of continue?
Yes, I do plan on returning back my freshman summer of college.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations and keep up the good work. We're extremely proud of you.
Thank you so much for your support.
Don't run, Sarah. Hi. Thank you so much for coming out tonight and presenting. Round of applause for all of your accomplishments. Very well deserved, your hard work, your time. It's all showing and it's paying off, and I see you just soaring. I don't know what next you're going to invent, but my question is, the prosthetic leg that you made for the dog, are you still in communication with, like, where the dog is?
Yeah, so Tryla now lives in Hampton Bays. I've met her owner. He's very nice. She has a very nice family now.
She was adopted.
She was adopted shortly after.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. And that's the difference that you made. Not you human, but dogs, animals, we're all around, and I appreciate your work. And you seem great.
Thank you for having me.
Is it okay if I jump in before we close? First, I just want to say, Mr. Little, and when I first came, he sent me a very nice email, and I can tell from that email the passion that he has for work-based learning and the work that he's doing. So I just want to give him a round of applause because he's definitely doing a wonderful job. And Sarah, I am very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
All right, next up, Jeff. We've got Noah. So this is Noah's volunteer work at Southampton High School. For the past year and a half, Noah Kent has been working on beautifying Southampton High School building and grounds. Noah has weeded and planted in our gardens, power washed our courtyards, fabricated tables and benches with Mr. Diaz for our outside spaces. He's now soliciting donations of time and materials from Hampton Yards for new plantings around our school. So Noah's here with us tonight, and Noah, can you tell us a few words about what you do?
Hi, everybody. So my experience working with learning, as you guys probably know, I grew up outside and I love being outside. And I just want to say for Sarah, you're really inspiring, and it shows everybody that like there's different ways like to go to school with Mr. Little and this title, if not title. Not everybody wants to sit in classroom, some people want to get outside, and it's really cool. And I'm really honored to be able to come to the school and like be in the same program as all the other kids, and be able to show myself my values, and you know, it's just really nice. Over the weekend, I met Kevin, Charlie Rouse's dad, Mr. Rouse, and Charlie at Hampton Yards. We learned how to drive machinery, and we looked at plants for the front of the school, at the high school especially. and hopefully I can work on, after I graduate, stuff like that, work on beautifying the school grounds, maybe join the board, run for the board when I get to be 18. But we are, we're trying to implement a plan right now to improve the school grounds, and we're working with Hampton Yards and a bunch of other, I'm trying to get a bunch of other companies to also help me, like irrigation, plants with water, we can just buy that ourselves, Western Forest. Yeah, I really like this program, and it's like really saved me through my high school experience. And thank you, Ms. Little, thank you, Dr. Tuthill, appreciate it.
And you'll see some of the photos here. We've got Noah out there planting lettuce that was used in our cafeteria with Vicky Kimbach, who's fantastic in what she does. And then we took a field trip to Mars with Noah's mom, and met with their head of operations, who did offer Noah a job, and so we were under consideration for that. We were able to secure a copy of the school survey, and so if you know the front entrance to the school of Southampton High School, immediately to the left was a courtyard. And so Noah, you can see the top right photo there from Hampton Yards. We have the Rouse family. The amount of Noah showing them with Principal Robinson and Noah are showing the Rouse family in Hampton Yards where the plant is, might respectively go. And we have Principal Robinson out there in the garden with Noah on one of his first days. He wanted to know everything that was going on in our school, and so Noah gave him a tour, and he was able to see firsthand all the amazing work that Noah pulled off. So Noah, it's a blessing to be able to work with you, but your hard work you did, man, and keep it up, okay?
Thank you.
So,
I want to echo that Noah is extremely hardworking, focused, conscientious, and really has a great heart for helping others, and I'm just so extremely proud of you, Noah. Thank you.
is it okay if I jump in? I just want to say, Noah, you have a great vision, like I told you before, keep it up, and I'm very, very proud of all the work that you have done, and you're going to be doing it in the future as well.
One last, I'm sorry. I love your networking, how you are going to different places in this town. I love your forward-thinking mindset, and I love your ambition for, did you say you wanted to maybe run for the board? Yes. No,
What are your plans for next year? Have you given some thought?
I have a lot of options. I just applied to something yesterday. I know it's like a community college, nothing special, but like I did that, and I'm gonna try to apply to Stony Brook, like a Reach College. And I'm just gonna throw myself out there because, like, really anybody can do anything they want in this world. You have so many opportunities, so you can get support from wherever you want in the school system, outside of school. I might want to like run for like town mayor, like and do like certain things like this town, like just to help it out. Or I might just want to like improve like the school system and advocate for kids like me, like going through school that had a tough time, and, like just a little like that could help, could give help. So I have many different options. I just don't really know which one to pick, and that's fine. But yeah.
Good job. All right, partnering with local businesses. We formed many partnerships with local businesses, and most recently with the Southampton Playhouse. Dr. Tuthill is in the process of creating a business advisory council to increase our business partnerships in the upcoming slide. You'll see more about that. Most recently, Southampton Playhouse is now a 501c charitable organization. They recently hosted our students for Space Week. You can see Mr. Walsh down there. And some of his astronomy students attended a free screening of Deep Space in their IMAX theater. You can see some of our students there with some of the people who run the place. Eric Cohn, NYU professor and film critic. That's him with Mackenzie down there on the left. And his colleague Maria Louise Botsakos. She's an administrator at Lincoln Center, both also of Southampton Playhouse. They visited recently Mrs. Clinton's literature and film class to talk about the film industry and local opportunities with our students. They're offering jobs, they're offering internships, and they're offering Southampton Playhouse as a space for education, field trips. They're really doing a lot of outreach here, so we want to have them to let them know they're welcome to our students. The future. New York State will change high school graduation requirements in the next few years. The portion of the graduate initiative highlights that student proficiency will be demonstrated in multiple ways beyond traditional seat time and exams. For example, graduation measures initiative describes approved work-based learning or service-based learning experiences as one of the means of students to demonstrate readiness. And you can see slides from their official website over there. And it refers to work-based learning as part of the central curriculum, and then on the bottom right there, it talks about, potential summer internships and avenues for kids to get out there and learn by doing. That's it. Dr. Tuttle, would you like to talk more about the Business Advisory Council? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tom. So as Tom mentioned, I do have another slide, but it got a little cut off here. Sorry about that. So as Tom mentioned, he has done an unbelievable job connecting the school to the businesses in our area. And I am hoping that this new Business Advisory Council will create more opportunities and strengthen those relationships even more and maybe widen the network. So the idea of this Business Advisory Council, I was on a council like this on the North Fork, which was really, really helpful. And we did a lot of programs with the local high schools. So I'm really excited about doing this here in Southampton. And the idea of it is to get the business community together in the school to talk to us and brainstorm ideas that will help us create career education programs. Tom had this great idea last year to get the architects, to have lunch with our students and just talk about their career and their paths. And I'm hoping we can do this, many, many times and in many different fields for students. So that's one idea, but I would love to hear ideas from our business community and what they're thinking about. So we want to create those that setting where we can share those ideas and then create the programs. We also want to connect the students with our, with these internships and connect them with our businesses so that these businesses can meet their future employees. I mean, that was the purpose of Mr. Bolden coming to us with his construction charitable fund, was to recruit the local talent from our student base. And then the other big thing about having these conversations is to ensure that our curriculum and our educational programs are meeting the needs of the local economy and really keeping relevant with the current and future job markets. And who better to hear that from but the local businesses and the challenges and the exciting things that they're working on. So I'm really excited about this. I did send out an invitation over the last couple of days. I did not send one to all the board members, but I would love to share that with you. And I welcome you at our first meeting on November 6th at 8 a.m. at the high school. And please share it. I'm saying to everybody, please share it with any colleagues you have or family, any businesses. And the more the merrier. And we welcome all ideas. So thank you. And thank you to Tom for this great program. He's doing a great job. And thank you to Sarah.
Thank you guys, it was wonderful. And Tom, I looked at that website you have with jobs. I had no clue that existed, and that's pretty cool. To be able to click on there and look at that stuff, so that's awesome.
Yeah, there's no excuse that anybody
Yes.
in our high school could say that they can't find a job, because we give them a lot of.
Yeah, this is really cool, amazing. So
Yeah.
this is a great resource.
And does anybody have any questions before we vote?
Well,
I have a quick question. If businesses are interested in posting a high school intern, what's required on the business owner's end? Is there?
Yeah, so on the work-based learning website from NICET, there's suggested contracts on there. And so they sign a contract. I go out, the parents have to sign a contract, there's emergency contacts, things that you would expect. And then essentially I have to go out and visit and make sure the kids are being treated well, that they're safe, that they're adhering to labor laws and things like that. And then students meet with me weekly, individually, and we go through the curriculum. They're assessed on knowledge, and then we try to develop what their goals are into actual opportunities. So there's a process to it.
What's the time commitment that an intern would have in terms of a workload?
Yeah, so it really varies. I have some students that, we reached out to them, I said, like, can we do this for quarter credit for students who want to do 75 hours? And the answer was yes, you can do 75-hour quarter credit. You can do 150 hours for a half a credit, 300 for a full. You can do a multi-year plan where you're doing 600 hours for 2 credits, for example. And so it really matters. It's basically the students have to keep a log of the hours worked, and then ultimately tie that back to what they're learning in high school and how to base. And then, we develop resumes. I have some students who are in the program that are actually developing multimedia resumes from this. We have students who, interestingly, we have 2 Southampton students who work on a particle accelerator, one in Germany, and then we have our amazing Sarah here who works at Virginia National Labs. And so they're showcasing that through these multimedia resumes, which are, in essence, a portfolio when they're applying to some of these Ivy League schools. And so it's, we're kind of trying new things to showcase the amazing opportunities that our students are taking.
Thank you.
No, I just wanted to thank Martha and Tom for all that you do, and Tom, since both of you have been at the district, I've seen that department just explode with the opportunities for children, and your ability to connect with the children, kind of match them up with different opportunities by teasing out some of their interests, which they may have not expressed or may not even know, but to connect with the kids and be able to tease that out of them, inspire them to take initiative. I commend you. Thank you so much.
If there's no one else, I would just like to say, the guidance department is second to none under Martha and Tom's leadership. I mean, it's just amazing what you're doing for students. And Mr. Little, we sat last year, I had the opportunity to go to the construction site, and you gave me a real good understanding of the CTE programs and things that I don't know if everyone knows, just all the opportunities that are offered to our kids, our students. And, to have our students enrolled in partnerships in over 12 different agencies, businesses, and keeping an eye on them and all that, I mean, that's a yeoman's job. And so I just want to say, Mr. Little, hats off to you. Good job. Keep up the great work in this area. And we're right in alignment with Portrait of a Graduate. And I just love all of it. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Dr. Marley, you have something you want to do with the presentation?
Yes, I do. So, thank you, Mr. President. So last week was board recognition week. And we didn't have a board meeting on that day last week, but we have one today. So it's a little late, but it's not forgotten. So we just want to say, oops. That's a little late, but not forgotten. We just want to say thank you to our dedicated, committed Southampton board members, our Board of Education. So we proudly honor our dedicated Board of Education members for their unwavering commitment to students, staff, community, the community of Southampton Union Free School District. Your leadership, vision, and countless volunteer hours help shape the future of our schools. You make critical decisions, help keep me in line, that support academic excellence, student well-being, and opportunities that empower every learner to succeed. So again, from the executive team to our board members, on behalf of all the students in our community, we say thank you. Thank you for your guidance, your partnership, and your dedication to making Southampton a place where education thrives, grows, and is primary in our lives. And I just want to give a quick, just few facts, because I don't think people know everything that board members do. And so I just wanted just a few, take the privilege. So Board of Education members guide their local systems. They ensure that our schools are flexible and responsive to the needs of the community. They are volunteers, most of whom do not receive any compensation whatsoever for their service. And our board members do not. They are individuals with the community, within the community that dedicate their time to improving education for the students. And that is a noble gesture, idea, and commitment to us. So they set the direction for the district, they provide accountability, they develop and, well, they implement, they ensure the budget is appropriate, they align district resources, they approve the budget, and they support a healthy school district and culture in which to work and to learn and much more. I'm very proud to be a superintendent in a district where our board members are so hands-on, so committed, that care, and that guide me in this role. So thank you so much, and we just have a little token of our appreciation. Thank you, board members.
Thank you.
On behalf of Dr. John, Ms. Nicole, and myself, happy board appreciation opportunity day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you got me, I got a presentation for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a lot.
Thank you.
Yes, for all the work you guys do. And make it easy. So.
Thank you.
Awesome. We move on to the work session topics here. So the first one, you guys notice we have an action item later on here for a TAN resolution. So I'm going to let Gene discuss kind of what we have to do here with some of the funding that has not come in from the state yet. So, Gene, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. Typically, we don't usually go out for a second TAN. If you recall, back in July, we had an approval for $18 million, which is usually the only TAN that we need. This year, unfortunately, we have a little bit of a cash flow problem that resulted because of the delay in the approval of the Native American contract. The state cannot release any of the Native American funding for the tuition until the contract is fully executed. As of last week, I checked with my contacts at the state. The contract is floating around in some offices. They couldn't even tell me specifically timeline as to when the contract is going to be fully executed. So as a result, when I did an analysis of how much money we need to operate between now and, let's say, in early January when the tax money starts flowing, I determined that we may come short. Oftentimes, we have some flexibility in using some of the reserve funding. We have a specific category of compensated absences that we usually use to fill the gap. But even with that, I figured that within 2 or 3 payrolls, we might have a cash flow issue. Therefore, I found it necessary to come and request for a second TAN. There is, unfortunately, things can align in the sense that we borrow at a very low rate because the district has a AAA rating. So we get the lowest rates. The $18 million that we borrowed back in July, we borrowed it at 2.74%. With our deposits with MAC class, we get around 4% interest. So we do realize some benefits when we deposit funding, especially with the TAN, given that we borrowed so low. So even if we don't use that $5 million, let's say, we get the money in 3 or 4 weeks and the tuition money arrives at the same time, we can deposit that money into our account and we don't have to pay it until June. So we'll earn enough money to cover the cost of borrowing these funds and then a little bit of money on top of that. Again, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that the district have to borrow money to operate between July and when the tax money starts flowing. And we usually make the pay back in June, once we have collected all the tax funds. And hopefully that clarifies it for the public in case they have any questions. And if any board member have any questions, I'll be happy.
Yeah, Ben, raise a question.
Yeah, Dean, have we ever, in your tenure or before, done a second hand that you know?
Well, I did 2 or 3 years ago. I did borrow in 2 versions, in 2 steps, but that was by design because I wanted to save on the interest. It wasn't because of a need. Initially, I requested for permission to borrow, let's say, 16 million, and I took 9 million up front, and then I went back in December and got the rest. But it wasn't based on necessity, it was based by design at that time.
And, the reserves that we would usually have to cover, where are those reserves at? And how, I mean, is there another way? Is there another way without borrowing more money?
No, there is no other way because we have what we call restricted reserves, so all the capital reserves are restricted. We cannot touch those funds unless we go to the voters, and that only happens in May. There are other reserves, but they don't have as much money, and I didn't want the risk of trying to plan on those reserves and still come up short. And again, I want to emphasize, it's not that the district doesn't have any money. Currently, we have about $30 million in our account. It's just that we don't have flexibility with the funds that we have.
And Gio, I just want to say thank you for explaining this. It's kind of an unfortunate thing. Hopefully we'll get that executed Native American contract back, and the tuition monies will come in. I know we're owed about $6 million from last school year still from the state. So that's kind of why we have to do this, because we still have not received that money and it's a little shortfall. So the good thing is we're going to get a good interest rate on it. We're paying a low interest rate, so it pays for itself. It's just, and we might not even have to end up touching that money if not. But this is good planning going forward too, because I know that these things take like 6 weeks to get approved. So I'm happy you guys are looking, multiple payrolls down the road to make sure we're following stuff. So thank you. If anybody has anything to add? No? Okay. Awesome. Our next, we're gonna vote on that in a little bit. Our next work session topic is our high school Spanish teacher update. So Berson, Morel, you're right, I don't know.
Thank you, Dr. Morel, Mr. President. Just wanted to update the board and our community on the conversation that we were having on our Spanish teacher need at the high school. So I'll start off with a little bit of a history just to refresh everyone and tell you where we currently are in the process. So prior to the summer, over the summer, we were posting again for a Spanish teacher at the high school based on the need from last year. With that, we found that after posting several times, we were not able to have any individuals supply interest for that. The Spanish teacher position is definitely a trickier, more specialized certification hire, so we knew that this was going to be a challenge for us. Because we did not really gain any applicants, we reposted the position, but also expanded our reposting to make sure it was broader to the larger tri-state area. We kept that posting open. We never closed it until we had a hire. So we just kept that posting live all through that time. During that time, while that posting was up, really, and I have to give a ton of credit to Mr. Robinson, who worked really hard at contacting a lot of local colleges and universities to verify the student teacher pool, because there is a type of certification called an internship certification that allows us to hire student teachers as probationary teachers, as long as there is agreement between the hiring organization and the school, the cooperating school. In this case, we had some potential teachers that we were eyeing for that unfortunately we could not get the agreement between our school district and the cooperating universities. And again, just even though that did not work out, the amount of time that took for Mr. Robinson over weekends and evenings, I just have to commend you for working so hard to try and even take that approach. With that, after that approach, we also engaged our teachers to see if that we can solve this internally with our teaching staff, where our teachers would maintain 5 teaching periods and then add an additional 6 period onto that to see if we can solve that internally. So we tried looking at that internally. That presented some challenges that we weren't able to navigate and get through. So with that, again, keeping the positions posted, we did have 2 applicants. Finally, where we did go through an application process with the teachers, an interview process, with the 2 applicants, and we did hire a teacher about 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago now, what now in turn. With that hiring, what we wanted to do is make sure that we were matching the skill set of our new hire to the needs that we have. We know that some of the courses that we were trying to fill were our most rigorous Spanish courses. So what we decided to do was we restructured or rescheduled our department to make sure that our veteran teachers with the most experience were taking on and tackling those most rigorous courses. And where we placed our new hire was in some courses that really didn't need that level of expertise yet. So in terms, we did restructure that hiring of the teaching assignments of the department. All classes, I can happily say, are now covered and with certified teachers there. So we're very happy about that. And additionally, what we did was we provided our new teacher with a mentor. So we're in the process of finalizing that mentor now. And then for our veteran teachers, it was a big ask for us. And going there and meeting with them, really wanted to make sure that in our ask, we were doing the right thing by supporting our teachers. So we came up with plans to provide our teachers that we had to reschedule with some time for release time to work with our department chairperson for curriculum writing, lesson planning, and also to have some AP training, because we're asking one of our veteran teachers to take on an AP course, whereas many of our teachers would go through a summer training for that. So we're providing that along the way. So we're very grateful. We know it's a big ask for our teachers. It's never fun to change a class assignment after the school year started, but in this plan, we were able to maintain every single student schedule. Not one student schedule was changed. What we did change was we hired a new staff member and then reassigned our teachers within that department. So happy to say that everything is scheduled. Again, very grateful for our teachers really taking on some of these new challenges and welcoming our new staff member. So happy to report that this situation, I believe, that has finally come to an end.
Dr. Tom, that was good. I know this was a pressing matter, so thank you guys for your hard work on that. I know it's a lot that we were going through, and a lot of parents too were wondering what's going on. So I'm glad it's all solved, and I'm glad that none of the kids' schedules were interrupted. Everybody will continue on that. So awesome. We will go. Does anybody have any comments? We're all good. All right. Awesome. We're going to public comments this time. The Board of Education encourages public participation in school-related matters at board meetings. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. The presentation should be as brief as possible. No speaker will be permitted to speak for longer than 3 minutes. The board will not permit in public session discussions involving individual district personnel or students. All speakers are to conduct themselves in a civil manner. Obscene language, loaded statements, threats of violence, statements advocating racial, religious, or other forms of prejudice will not be tolerated. Persons making presentations at the board meeting will address remarks to the president and make direct questions or comments to board members or other district officials only upon approval of the president. So, any public comments? Jill, are we gonna get you up there?
Probably not.
Okay. Jackie's not. All right.
Congratulations, Board of Education, for another year of chance to appreciate you one more year. Thank you. Okay, and I talked to your daughter today, and she said that she's going to tell you that you let me speak. All right, well, thank you. All right, question. Last year, I asked about the windows at the elementary school and when we were planning to replace those windows in the gym area, and I didn't do anything about it tonight when Mr. Silva was giving his presentation. I asked about, because that the elementary school has been there longer than all the other buildings, and the windows have been there longer than I've been here. So, and I've been here a long time, so. So I was wondering when you were going to do something about the windows at the elementary school, and I noticed how beautiful you're making the high school gymnasium gym and the intermediate school gym, but the elementary school gym is about the same. And since the elementary school, that's the other questions. Since the elementary school do plays and things, I'm trying to figure out why don't we have a decent stage area for the kids to be able to participate in their plays and things there like they used to do a long time ago. So I'm just giving a few more things to think about and put in your budget and stuff like that. That's about it.
Thank you. All right. Marcus, do you want to comment on it?
Yes, so we did do the gym floor at the elementary school last year. As far as the place goes for the elementary school, all the performances are pretty much done at the high school. The other thing that.
The windows.
The windows. So the windows at the elementary school, believe it or not, were replaced prior to me, maybe '07. It was a big project. '07, right? So yeah, so they are double hung windows. They're extremely heavy because you have to meet the 120-mile-an-hour wind resistance. So yes, you do have to replace the balancers quite often on them, and they're very heavy windows. But they were done back in '07. But I will definitely look into it. All right.
Awesome. Done around the same time that the elementary school new building, the renovations happened. When those new buildings opened, there were actually window projects.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
I know the public comments, but can I just say something to Mr. DeSilva?
Yeah.
So, Marcus, how long have you been with us now? Is it 6 years now? 7 years.
7 years.
I was thinking with your presentation, when you came, like you have undertaken so many major projects in this district. And you orchestrated them, expedited them, executed them with minimal interruption to the students and to the staff. And you always show up with the brightest light and energy. I'm so grateful.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you for all you do.
Thank you, Jeannie, for the funding.
It is a bad thing for me.
Awesome. So we're gonna move on. We have a action item here that we're gonna take vote on. So 901 here. May I have a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing the insurance of not to exceed $5 million for a tax anticipation note in anticipation of the receipt of taxes to be levied for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026 as presented. Motion by Ruth. Do I have a second? Second by Chip. I think we already had a discussion on this, so will the clerk please call the roll for a vote?
Robert Zacharias,
Yes.
Rodney Peterson,
Yes.
Monique Proctor, Susan Sherwood Dudley,
Yes.
Jermaine L. Smith,
Yes.
Laura White, yes, Ruth B. Whiteman,
Yes.
All right, cool. So I just found out we have to return to executive session for like an hour. No, I'm sorry. If we don't have any, so I think Monique has something she wants to add.
I just have one thing to say. So I was absent at last board meeting when our student board members discussed their experience at the League of Women Voters, it's called School Boards, the Training Wheels of Democracy. And I want to thank them for their hard work, their dedication, and their advocacy for the district and the students that you're working under. And then I also want to congratulate you on being acknowledged in the New York State School Board Association's newsletter. You guys are, this is the first, January 1st was when it was installed. So you're on the newsletter pretty fast. You're setting the bar, and I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. And speaking of becoming a board member, the next League of Women Voters program or workshop is going to be on November 19th, and it is called, what is it? Huh? Oh, sorry, thank you guys. The next event is called Running and Winning, where you'll be in an interactive space with other student board members. So I'm excited for that, and I will be a volunteer. All right, so you can.
One other thing, I saw the reminder, Dr. John, about the community survey. How many people have responded so far?
So as of yesterday, and this was prior to the students responding, but as of yesterday, we had over 200 staff and parent responses so far. I do know that both the high school and the intermediate school were working on structures to provide the students at some short homeroom times, opportunities to complete the surveys as well, as we really want student voice involved. So I anticipate if I maybe look today or tomorrow, I anticipate that number will double.
So when does it close?
It closes this Friday. So I did send another reminder, and I'll use this opportunity to remind our community. Please make sure you're taking a look at Parent Square on Parent Square. We have a very important social emotional learning community survey that we have put out. And the results of this survey are going to be very important to us because they're going to help us frame out our social emotional programming, really define a solid vision and mission statement for our SEL goals. And we want our community to be part of the process. So complete that survey before Friday. Thank you.
Mr. President, I can give an update on the search for the firm to do the merger study.
Oh, yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, that.
I was at a meeting, a business official meeting on Friday, where there was a presentation by some representative from Questar BOCES. Questar BOCES is BOCES located in the capital region. They work very closely with the state on designing state aid, and they do a lot of professional development for people like me in the business and operations area. So during their presentation, they made reference to two recent districts that merged as of July of this year. And they were the Roscoe and Livingston Manor CSD. They reorganized as the Rockland CSD, effective 7/1/2025. So immediately as they started talking about that, the light bulb came on my head and said, somebody must have done the study for them. So yesterday I reached out to the presenters to get some information about who did the feasibility study for that merger. And they put me in touch with someone that actually told us if we want to, that he's willing to speak to us about doing the study. So we can talk about, that phone call if you want me to arrange it. And we may not even have to do an RFP, depending on, because the last RFP, nobody bid.
Yep.
So if there's only one company that can do it, we may not have to do an RFP.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it'd be great. So call with them and we'll, in the committee, and we'll, we'll get something going, and I'll touch base with Tucko. I'll touch base with Tucko too tomorrow and go over there and mention that to them. So
Okay, I'll forward you some of the
Okay.
information.
Awesome, that's great work. Good. Awesome. Anybody have anything else?
Can I make an announcement?
Yeah, of course.
I just want to remind board members that we have, on October 27th, with our student leaders, board members, will be appointed to lead, the superintendent's leadership cabinet, will be led by, Noah and Matea, our student board members, for a part of that session. And after the 11:30 session to 2:30, they will have a few activities for adults, board members. And so I know some board members did reply already. I know it's during the day and not all of us can make it. But I just want to remind board members that our student board members will be leading leadership development for our cabinet. It's about 40 students on the superintendent's cabinet, but then also adult board members as well, and adult administrators. Thank you.
Awesome.
Very excited for that day.
If nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:55? Motion by Roots, second by Jermaine. All in favor? All right.